Well, welcome everybody to the science of consistency applied to trading. Predictable profits no matter how you trade without relying on discipline. This is brought to you by Brian McAboy of Inside Out Trading. That would be me. And I'm really glad you're here today. I really am, because you're about to learn the one thing that no one else has been able to teach you in your trading career, and that is a specific process to trade consistently in a comfortable, sensible manner without relying on discipline or willpower, and regardless of what you trade or the method that you use. I mean, this is really cool. If I seem a bit amped up, I am. I always get excited about this because this really is cool stuff. You're going to learn some new stuff today that you've not heard elsewhere that you can apply to your trading and see an immediate impact and a long-lasting impact. So let's get started. I mean, why this matters, really, arguably, this is the most important aspect of your trading, because without a means to be consistent, you leave thousands of dollars on the table that should be in your account. You're missing out on profits that you should have, and you incur losses that you should not. Really, this is critical to everything else in your trading. You can have the best computer setup, the best data feed, the best platform, the best system, the best everything. You can be doing a lot of things very right, but if you don't have a process to be consistent yourself, then it makes all those other things of very limited value. And on consistency itself, I mean, consistency involves much more than just being disciplined, and that's what you're going to find out today. So many traders, they think that's all there is you know, just if I'm having trouble with consistency, I just got to be more disciplined. No, there's more to it. It really is more than simply a psychological matter. There are certain very practical matters that have a massive psychological impact. And attending to these practical matters is how you finally achieve the comfortable, consistent performance with your trading that you've been looking for all along. Now, how does inconsistency show up in your trading? Well, every time you fail to do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, and every time you do something that you shouldn't do. More specifically, every time you hesitate and miss out on a trade, or you get in late, every time you get out early and then watch the market continue to run, every time you stay in a trade too long, turning a winner into a loser or a loser into a big loser, every time you deviate from your system, it costs you in both time, money, and confidence. Now, the problem here is you know what you're supposed to do, but not actually doing it consistently day in and day out, week in and week out. This is where it gets so costly. So costly, in fact, that it often keeps many traders from ever making it. And it's usually also why a lot of traders finally give up defeated, because they've never been able to get this part of it down. And that's what we're here to fix today. This is really cool. I mean, if you've been trading for any length of time, you know how trading works, you know how your system works, but you're also aware, at least on some level, that you've been missing a critical piece of the puzzle. And that is a clear, effective, and enjoyable means to be consistent that actually works and lasts for more than just a few days or weeks. Now, the science of consistency, and that's what we're going to talk about today, you're going to find out that it is very real. And you're going to discover that you can enjoy the consistency you want trading in a comfortable and relaxed manner without having to rely on discipline or willpower, or fighting with your emotions, and without having to dredge up and deal with a lifetime of issues on a therapist's couch. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, I started trading back in 2004, so I've been around a while, and I know what's going on and the various experiences and evolutions that the whole industry has gone through. I'm also a certified quality engineer, and you'll see very shortly why this is significant for you in your trading. For the last 11 years, I've been helping traders overcome a variety of issues, largely psychological and functional issues. And because I take a rather unconventional and unique approach, I've had many trading educators and brokers take my courses so that they can incorporate these learnings into what they do for their clients. Now, the other reason that I'm glad you're here is it just breaks my heart every time I get an email from somebody saying that they wish they'd found me sooner, that they see how what I teach would have made the difference for them, but by the time our paths have crossed, it was too late. They'd already lost so much trading capital that they can't continue, and now they have to quit. But see, the reason I'm glad you're here, and the reason I'm glad you're here now, is because that tells me that it's not too late for you, and that's excellent. Now, what's possible in the work that I do and working with me and learning what I'll be showing you today? Well, instead of taking months or years before you work through these issues and get a handle on discipline and consistency in your trading, we're talking days or weeks, and that's really excellent. Because I use a real-world approach, again, I'm an engineer, I'm a quality engineer, so my whole function in life has been focusing on what works. Theories, speculation, claims, none of that stuff matters. If it doesn't work, it doesn't count. And so that's been a driving underlying theme for me my whole adult life. And the cool thing about this is when you get something and it actually works for you, now you can get some freedom from the self-blame and the guilt of not getting your trading working and feeling lost about how to get it working. You can be free of all that, and that is really cool. And also you can leave the old experience of the struggling trading and the nonprofit trading, all that kind of stuff. You get to leave it in the past. Another nice thing about this is when you turn that corner and you finally see, okay, here's how to make it work. Yes, Now you get to enjoy some renewed optimism about your trading, and it's fantastic. Okay. Now, if you've ever wondered, what is it about trading? It appears so simple on the surface. Why can't I get it to work? Why can't I beat this? Well, you're in the right place. If you're tired of not knowing how to fix your trading and get it working, if you're tired of struggling with discipline issues, I mean, I've had people come to me, they've been trading 4, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14 years, still struggling with discipline issues. If you know that you have a decent system, but you've got lingering doubts about it, or you're doubting yourself or your ability to trade, if you want more from your trading, whether you're losing money or break even or making some money right now, then again, you're definitely in the right place. Or if you just plain had your confidence shaken and you want it back, this is for you. Now, what this says about you, the fact that you're here says that you're serious about making your trading a success, and that's excellent. Because you took action by participating in this, it shows that you understand the importance of education and developing yourself as a trader. You've just survived the early stages of your trading career and made it this far, which is commendable. A lot of people don't, because the markets can be very cruel. And probably most importantly, you're not a quitter. You're determined to get there. You're tough and excellent. Again, kudos. Now, what we're going to cover today, you're going to discover 3 commonly held beliefs and misperceptions that are just plain wrong and keep you stuck where you are. You're going to discover what the science of consistency is and where it comes from, and how applying it to your trading will finally let you trade with poise and confidence, knowing that you're okay regardless of what the markets may throw at you. You're going to see how the science of consistency has been used for decades in industries outside of trading to maximize profits, but more importantly, give the owners of the businesses peace of mind and security, and this is huge. Also, without understanding what you gain here, you can have the best system in the world, put forth your best, most sincere effort to stick to your rules, and you will still struggle with repeated hesitation and mistakes. You'll continue to live with doubt, anxiety, struggle, and disappointment. It's a simple fact. If you don't know how to be consistent, if you're constantly fighting with your emotions, you're just never going to have any peace of mind about your trading. Now, we're going to cover all this today. You're going to see that there is a way to turn all this around and really have the experience that you're looking for in your trading. Now, we have a very short time, less than an hour, so please do pay attention. As you can tell, yes, I'm talking fast, got a lot to cover. I'm going to give you as much as I can in this 45 minutes so that you walk away from here with something really useful. And I guarantee you, before we're done, you're going to be looking at your trading and thinking about it in an entirely different way, a very beneficial and helpful way. Just the perspectives that you gain here, again, it's going to be very helpful. Now, I know I might sound a little cocky, but I've seen it in action. I've done it hundreds of times with lots of traders. It just plain works. Now, make sure to write down any questions you have and save them for the end. I'm trying to keep pace so that we'll have time for Q&A. And also at the end, yes, I do have an offer for you if you want to take this further, if you feel that, yes, you've gained some value, in what I share with you, and you see how it makes sense for you and you want to take it further, I'll show you how you can do that as well. Now, if you choose to take me up on the offer or not, you will have some takeaways from this that you can use today to see an immediate impact in your trading. And I also, in addition to what you're going to learn, I have an extra gift for you for following through, for being here, for showing up, and for sticking around to the end and taking action on your own behalf. You're going to love this. It's called the Trading System Profit Potential Calculator. It's a tool that I created several years ago with a simple purpose. So you can very quickly and simply, to the dollar, determine a trading system's monthly profit potential, whether it's your system or any system you might be considering. This is really excellent, so that you're not going on claims or hopes or wishes anymore. You know to the dollar what the real profit potential is for any given trading system. It's a very cool tool, and it's my gift for you, again, for showing up and following through here today. Now, I know that you have goals. It never really is only about the money. Nobody says, I want to make $100,000 just for the sake of having $100,000. You have people in your life that you want to do things for, that you want to support, whether it's your spouse, your family, kids, grandkids, your church, or some other organization, whatever. It's never just about you. You're doing this for more than just you, and I admire and I appreciate you for this, and that's why I want to help you make it. I do what I do because I know that there are a lot of really good people, very sincere people that get into trading, and I want to help you make it and get you there quickly so that you can avoid all the heartache and anguish that are so commonplace in the trading world. I mean, that's why I'm here. I want to help you reach your goals. Now, understand something. In this struggle with consistency, you're not the only one having consistency as a major issue. It's probably the number one issue. I mean, it's the number one issue for traders, but it's even bigger than that. I mean, consistency is the foundation of success and the primary determinant of profitability for nearly all businesses on the planet. You think about it. With service businesses, inconsistency means wasted time, rework, lost customers, damaged reputation, making everything else more expensive. For businesses that sell goods, providers of products, inconsistency means downtime, scrap, rework, chargebacks, returns, customer claims, along with all the other costs for service businesses. So consistency is a huge matter when it comes to business, regardless of what your business is. And of course, for traders, inconsistency means profitable trades cut short, profitable trades missed out on altogether, losses being larger than they should, trades that never should have been entered, resulting in losses that never should have occurred. I mean, really, consistency is key for everyone. It's paramount for all types of businesses, not just traders, but again, inconsistency comes straight off the bottom line as a direct cost, as well as contributing to many indirect costs. So, how much is it costing you? I've had a lot of people ask me this question. Well, let's take a look at an example. Let's say you have, a $25,000 account, and you're being a prudent trader. You have an average per trade risk of 2%. That's $500 on any given trade. That's how much you're risking. And if we use 1% for the average cost of an inconsistency or a trading error, and that's from experience and doing this a bunch of times, and that proves out. So that'll be $250. And let's say out of 50 trades, being honest with yourself, there were 10 out of those 50 trades that, yeah, you didn't really stick to your rules. Maybe you had some major slip-ups in there. And of course, the number of trades that you're placing. If you're placing one trade per trading day, that's 252. We'll use 250 to keep the numbers round. And so that's 250 trades per year. And if we do the math, that's $250 times 20% inconsistency times 250 trades per year. That's $12,500 per year. That is a direct cost of inconsistency. That's money that's not in your account that should be there. That's a direct cost, and this is substantial. And if you look at it, it's like, wait a minute, that's half of my account balance, and that's true. This is assuming that you're being consistent. You're sticking to your rules 80% of the time. You're sticking absolutely to your rules 80% of the time, and that's doing pretty good. That's better than average. It really is. Okay, so that's the indirect. That's the direct cost. We have a lot of indirect costs of inconsistency well. You've got all that lost time. You've got the lost compounding opportunity. Instead of that $12,500 being in your account for you to compound with next year, it's not there. You've got the lost confidence, and this one is huge. Every time you screw up, it hurts your integrity. And every time you do something that you're not supposed to do, or you fail to do something that you're supposed to do, and do it when you're supposed to, that hurts your integrity, and it damages your confidence and your self-esteem, and it only makes it tougher to do things right in the future. You know what I'm talking about. It also increases your doubt and your anxiety about trading in general, because now not only are you feeling anxious about what the markets might do, you're beginning to doubt your system, you're doubting yourself, you're feeling a bunch of anxiety because now, because of all this doubt, you don't know what to expect. And so, this fear of the unknown and anxiety of working on you, that's a huge cost. And of course, you get the fear of failure, fear of massive failure, all kinds of fears, compounding on you. And again, these indirect costs are personal costs, and they are massive when it comes to trying to, just plain be a good trader. So as you can plainly see, and I've probably already experienced firsthand, attending to consistency in your trading is a very high priority if your goal is to make money and enjoy trading. Now, the first obstacle, and one of the most damaging obstacles, is misperceptions. In order to move forward, you must attend to misperceptions, and here's why. Incorrect or false beliefs prevent you from thinking correctly. And with trading, that's really massive because it keeps you from the solutions that will let you move forward. If you're not thinking correctly, you won't be going in the right direction. Now, here's what I'm talking about. I have a lot of people come to me all the time, and this is the main thing I hear from people is, hey, Brian, I'm fighting all this stuff in my trading, but really what I need to fix is me. I'm the problem. And here's the thing. Again, this illustrates the point about incorrect thinking. You're right in one regard when you say what I need to fix is me. Because as you are right now, the trader that you are right now, if you continue as you are, yes, you won't make it, because if you were the trader that you needed to be successful, you wouldn't be struggling. But the fact that you're struggling says, hey, yes, there's something, as you are right now, something's got to change. But you're wrong in thinking that you have, a personal problem. People are always telling me all the time, Brian, I got this problem. It must be discipline or my beliefs or I must have some issues with money, some subconscious stuff where I need to, go get a therapist. And it's like, no. Here's the thing. As a person, you're okay. You really are. And here's proof of that statement. Just the fact that you're in a position to trade shows that you've demonstrated that you have what it takes to make it as a trader. If you weren't sufficiently okay with discipline, if you had issues with money, if you had issues with discipline or success, if you really had major issues with any of those, you would not be in a position to trade. Just the fact that you're here demonstrates that you as a person, you've got what it takes. You're okay as a person. Now, as a trader, however, you're missing something. And it's such a tiny percentage of people that get into trading, they get an actual really good trading education or training as a trader. Almost everybody gets horrible, dreadful training as a trader. It's like, here's how you open an account and fund it. Here's a system, go get busy. And that's the extent of your trading. That sucks. That is no way to jump into an occupation like this. Yes, of course you're missing something. You're trying to figure out how to swim, not just in the middle of the lake. You're in the rapids. This is not the place to figure out how to swim by getting thrown from the boat. As a trader, you're missing something. As a person, you're okay. But see, the problem is, so long as you think it's a personal issue and you just keep beating yourself up, you know, you need to be more disciplined, and you're saying stuff to yourself, like, you know, I suck, I'm a loser, it's me, you know, it's all these personal issues. Well, then that's where your focus is going to be, and you're going to miss the real problem and the real solution. And that's the danger in all this, and why I bring it up to you. As a person, you're okay. You've got what it takes. As a trader is where you need to focus. And of course, the self-blame and chastising, beating yourself up, that's all counterproductive, again, because it doesn't help your confidence in the least. So what is it about trading? I mean, you've been successful at other things, probably several things that were much more complex and more difficult than trading, and it didn't take nearly this long. So really, what's going on here? What is it with trading? Well, this brings us to the second obstacle preventing you from trading and getting ahead in your trading. I mean, you've heard of the Peter principle, you know, why things go wrong. Well, back in the 60s, Dr. Lawrence Peters studied hundreds of businesses to understand why so many things were going wrong. And his main finding became the famous Peter principle, which states, in a hierarchy, people tend to rise to their level of incompetence and then remain there. And what's less known is the rest of his thought. It's not that people are necessarily incompetent or incapable, they simply lack the skills for that particular job. And it's absolutely true in trading, and here's what I'm talking about. I mean, enough to be dangerous. These 4 words sum up most traders, including me when I first started out. We quickly learn, you know, what trading is about and the basics of how it works, how to open and fund your account, how to place trades, and, you know, use your platform, and then it's, yeah, here's a system or a method to use, and then it's like, go get busy and start making money. I mean, you know, does this sound familiar? This is the story for most people. Unfortunately, we learn enough to be dangerous, but not really how to be successful. That's the big kick. Now, the other challenge for trading consistently comes from starting off without the adequate training. We go through a lot of bad experiences, and then we wind up with all these trading-related issues, you know, like those painful losses that keep replaying through your head, regrets over past mistakes, the lost confidence from not getting things turned around, the lack of good help, the information overload, and bad information that's out there. So, how do we fix this? Well, one of the main reasons you're stuck is it's the same you. As long as you remain the same, again, you know, not focusing on you as a trader, focusing on you as a person. As long as you remain the same, so will your results. So you got to shift your focus from you as a person to you as a trader, and fill in the gaps on the key skills and understandings that you need to be a fully functional and self-sufficient trader. Now, the effect, you know, one of the things that I've learned over the last 11 years of helping traders, and the many years that I've been managing and training people, is if you take a person of reasonable intelligence and you throw them into a challenging job for which they don't have transferable skills, and without giving them the proper training, it will be stressful, it will be filled with mistakes, and it will be almost impossible for it not to be an emotional experience. But if you take that same person, you give them complete and proper training to do that job, they don't have psychological issues, they simply go do their thing. The main reason you're having a tough time getting trading to work and you're having to fight with your emotions all the time is you're trying to do a job, you know, being a self-employed independent trader, without having received proper and complete training for the job. And what I've found in helping traders overcome their issues is when I train them on the skills they didn't know they needed, all of a sudden things become easy, and the problems they've been fighting just tend to fall away very naturally. One of the best things about this is when you change, everything changes, and it's permanent. It's, you know, it's not just some clever trick that, you know, lasts for a few weeks or days and then you're back in the same spot. So, okay, here's the discovery. Here's how I discovered the science of consistency applied to trading. This is really cool because I had a lot of people, I went through the spell back in 2008, 2009, 2010, I had a lot of people coming to me, and it seemed that hesitation was the theme. Everybody's telling me, you know, Brian, I just can't stop hesitating. I can't seem to pull the trigger. I just can't seem to get in the trade when I'm supposed to. And everybody's fighting, you know, the same issue as far as hesitation. And we explored a lot of the standard psychological stuff, you know, the causes of things, stuff you hear about, all the trading psychology conversations and books and the forums and stuff on the internet, and it just wasn't working. Now, since I'd been a quality manager prior to trading and had success getting solid, consistent performance out of hundreds of people in a wide range of jobs, I decided to explore some of what I'd used very successfully there. And I'll walk you through part of this discovery process right now. And again, this is where quality is a huge help for traders, again, with consistency being the goal. So let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, what is a system? I mean, what is a trading system? Seriously. Most of the time when I ask people this, the answer that I get is, well, it's my indicators and my rules, Brian. But see, that's incorrect. It's what you do. It's your process for identifying, entering, managing, and then successfully exiting trades. It's a decision-making process. You're taking in information, you're evaluating it against certain criteria, and then making decisions based on that. And what I learned from my quality assurance years is one of the first things is your system documented? If it's not documented, or if it's not documented properly, you are very likely to have inconsistency and difficulty in consistent performance. And this is why it is so important for you to document your system and to do it right. I mean, this really is the foundation of consistency. Now, I want to share something with you, and here's a quote from Edward Deming, the quality guru who helped Japan turn things around back in the 70s and 80s, and really established them as like an economic superpower. I love this quote because it is so true. If you can't describe what you're doing as a process, you don't know what you're doing. Absolutely. I mean, back in 2007, I had a lot of traders coming to me for help with back testing, and it was funny because everybody recognized the importance of it, the various value and benefits in doing it, but I had a whole bunch of people coming to me and saying, Brian, I can't even back test my system. And so I'm like, well, let's take a look at what you got. Not only did most of them not have anything written down, they basically just had an idea for a trading system. It wasn't even a system, let alone, again, documented properly. So they knew how to place trades, but as far as doing it in a repeatable manner, no. Again, you have to be able to describe what you're doing as a process because it's a business process. And here's where a major challenge comes in, especially for traders. I mean, the markets are a dynamic environment and they're changing every day. No two charts are identical. You have to know how to define your system properly so that it will function as intended and be easily repeatable within this ever-changing and highly uncertain environment. There are several key attributes for a system to be repeatable, and we address all of them. And this applies, regardless of your method. Again, this is the quality assurance applied to trading, and it works. I mean, this has been proven in hundreds of industries over decades. Most traders don't know how to do this or even really think about, how do I make things repeatable and consistent, or have a process for it. So it's no wonder the consistency is such a challenge. And the thing is, if you don't get this part of it right, again, building consistency into what you're doing, all your other efforts will be in vain. But when you do get it right, it provides that foundation for good, consistent execution that makes everything else so much easier. Now, I have a lot of people ask me, and here's a good example. A lot of people ask me if they should be a discretionary or mechanical trader, and here's why you should not be a discretionary trader, at least not straight away. So there's a lot of, with discretionary trading and trading in general, there's a lot of processing that goes on in your head subconsciously. And you really need to have 6 to 12 months of successful trading and doing it in a very mechanical fashion, because without that successful experience with the mechanical trading, your brain is not sufficiently wired where you can trust it. All those discretionary points in your system, they just become an open invitation for your emotions to come in and mess with you. That's the big problem. So you need to be a very mechanical trader. Because remember, the goal is having a system that is profitable and easy to trade consistently. We want to have repeatable, measurable performance so you have confidence and security in your trading, not hope. And the more discretionary your trading system is, the more it works directly against these goals. So let's take a look at the process for getting things right. Step one is to make it repeatable. This is critical to consistent results. So you have to define and document your system properly. And I use a proprietary process for documenting that makes it easy and effective, and it covers the 5 qualities for repeatability. And if you're missing any of these, you will have problems. But here, I'm going to give you this because this is really just a good quick test, something that you can do like immediately to see, as a first look, is my system repeatable? And that is, could you hand it to another trader and they would be able to trade it just the way you would without having to ask you any questions? That's a big first test, because if they would have to ask you any questions, bam, that's like the big first red flag that you've got issues with your system as far as repeatability in and of itself. Okay, now the cool thing about it is when you learn this process of how to properly define your system and document it, you gain this sense of clarity about things. You know that your system is solid and it's repeatable. Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever get a system, you buy it or whatever, and you find that it's just plain hard to use? Well, the neat thing about this is when you learn this, you can just look at a system and know within seconds if it's going to be easy to trade or if it's going to give you problems. There's no more anxiety or having to go on hope about it. Again, you come from a position of knowing. Now, Step two is once we've got our system properly defined and documented, now we want to take it over here and we want to know how well it will perform, that it will deliver, and we can count on it to meet your financial objectives. And here's where we attend to the big catch-22 that gets so many traders off in a wreck. And I'm sure you've run into this yourself. Everybody does. I ran into it too. See, most traders can't stick to their system long enough to establish the confidence they need to stick to it for any length of time. And here's where we confirm your system's functionality, repeatability, potential for profit, and its strengths and weaknesses. By knowing how to properly test and analyze your trading system, you give yourself the clear proof that you need to have reasonable and realistic expectations and to comfortably stick to your rules. Even when you run into a handful of losses, I mean, that's a big, huge deal. Again, you've probably experienced it yourself. But see, simple back testing by itself isn't enough. I have people come to me all the time wanting help understanding why they can't get their real-time trading results to match up with the back testing results. And you've probably heard it before, and again, you may have experienced this yourself. There are certain tricks of the trade when it comes to testing and analyzing the process so that your test results are truly representative of your system's actual performance, what you can expect from it. Now, a caution here. If you don't have a thorough understanding of the testing and analysis process, you may get misleading numbers which will actually work against you because now you're not working with an accurate baseline and a proper representation of what to expect from your system. You have to understand how the analysis is arrived at and how to read the numbers in a meaningful way. And here's where my years of experience as in process engineering and quality assurance can save you tons of grief because realistic expectations are absolutely critical. They really are. Now we have the initial baseline determined. The next part is to further establish your confidence in the system is through maximizing its profitability so that you know that it is delivering to its full potential. And it's very important to make changes in a very calculated manner instead of trial and error. I mean, most traders, their only way to attempt anything is through trial and error. It's like, well, I think I'll try this, or I read about this on the forum and I'll give it a try, and it's a lot of guesswork. No, what we want to do is go through this in a very organized, methodical improvement process because again, we want it to be business-like about it. You want to make sure that you're always moving forward, not doing the trader shuffle of, oh, we'll take a step forward, oops, now 2 steps back, and then slide to the side, and then you repeat all over again. The main thing is, using this process, you know that your system can be solid and realistically counted on to deliver when you're doing it right. Now, once a step is completed, you can go to the markets knowing that you're okay because, again, you've proven out your system. It's well tested. You have evidence that, okay, cool, here's proof. I'm not going on hopes or claims or wishful thinking anymore. Okay. Now, the cool thing is when you learn this, again, when we go through and we prove it out, we do the proper testing and analysis, instead of being nervous about the markets and feeling like there's somebody on the other side of the screen, that's just trying to screw with you and take your money. Now it's a feeling of peace with the markets. That's really the best way to describe it. Again, you're not nervous because everything becomes very matter of fact. It's no longer this personal turmoil, and again, you just get this further lowering of stress. A lot of the fears and anxiety go away when you get a good solid handle and on some solid proof and evidence in front of you what your system can and can't do. And one of the nicest things about this, again, this is really, really cool in changing you as a trader and you as a day-to-day trader. You get this mental shift from survival. Now, again, instead of thinking about survival and struggle and beating yourself up and all that is what consumes your mentality, now you get to focus on expansion in what you're doing and growth in your trading. And now you're thinking about, hey, I've got this, I've got something that works. What else can I do? There's this and there's this and this. I want to try for a long time. And now I can, I can give it a try and see how well it works in a knowing fashion. And, you can go, wow, now I've got it fine. It's proven. It's working. Now I'm maximizing. So I'm fired up. I want to get trading. And you just get this eagerness to go engage the markets. And it's really cool. You get this excitement about yourself and your future as a trader. And most of all, you have that confidence that you've wanted all along, knowing that you're truly okay going to the markets. And step 3, then this is where we make your continued success happen. You see, the markets are dynamic and changing over time, so it's inevitable that sooner or later you're likely to see a change in the performance of your system. Now, one common problem I hear about, regularly from people is that when their system works okay for a while, but then it stops working, they see a decline, they don't know what to do. When this happens, it can be very, tremendously frustrating. This is where a lot of the lack of adequate training really turns into a bad trading experience for many people. Things aren't working, and you need to do something, and what most traders do is they start making changes with good intentions for sure, but the common result is that after a while you've made a bunch of changes and things still aren't working, but now you don't know for sure which changes helped and which made things worse. And just like with any other process, the key is to monitor your process performance, not just your profits, and you use your metrics to adapt to changing marketplace conditions or anything that comes up. But the main thing is, you don't want to just react and start making changes out of panic, but instead respond in a calculated and organized manner. And the outcome of this is that you really have a true feeling of security in your trading. There's no more anxiety or lingering doubt about your future as a trader. You have this general sense of ease and peace about you because, and now stress is just becoming this distant memory because now you have a solid handle, solid know-how, to deal with anything that happens in the marketplace, both today and in the future. And it's a wonderfully freeing outcome because, now that you've gone through these 3 steps, your emotions no longer interfere with your trading. You trade in a calm, confident, very assured manner every day. Now, when I was coaching with these people, what I did was I took all the problems that I found or came across with everybody, the recurring themes and the stuff that kept coming up over and over again, and I formulated it into a very organized coaching program, and then I refined it over the course of 18 months working with dozens of traders. The initial program was pretty cool. It cost $9.97. It only took about an hour or 2 a week for 30 days for people to complete. And that was the best thing about it. Like I said, we're talking about days or weeks, not months or years. And when they came out of it, though, they were entirely new traders, and it was so cool. It was like their old self was just, they almost didn't even know what it was like, even just 30 days ago. And, again, this is so cool. So the main thing about it is, as far as, the typical results for everybody, was this huge sense of relief. I heard that more than anything else was just the relief of stress, the relief of anxiety, the relief from doubt, and their confidence. When people would come to me, I make a habit, they've been beaten up and struggled for so long, their confidence would be, real low. But I would ask them, I'd say, where are you at right now on a scale from 1 to 10? And usually the answer would be, starting off at a 2 or a 3, but within just a few short weeks, they're like, holy cow, I'm at an 8 or a 9 now. I finally feel confident in what I'm doing. And again, this was typical. And the cool thing about it is everybody goes through this. Once you really get a good, solid handle on the skills, that you didn't get when you were early on trading, it changes you and your energy and the things. Everybody's going to notice it. People will comment because you're carrying yourself differently. You're feeling different. You walk different. They're going to notice it, and they'll comment about it to you. And really, just the relief, you get this, the removal of all the stress. Now you're going to have a sense of calm and ease about you that hasn't been there. And of course, the renewed excitement toward trading again, being, fired up about it instead of feeling down or ashamed, and oh yeah, I don't really want to talk about it because it's embarrassing, all that kind of stuff. No, all that stuff's gone. Now you're fired up about it, and it's a really cool transformation. Okay, now I hope that you found this helpful. In the short time, I've really only been able to cover about 30% of what you really need to know. Normally this takes several hours, but it's not a 4-year degree. I mean, just to be honest with you, as far as what you need to know, to get your good, consistent trading to really apply it, it's not this big monstrous box of 35 hours worth of DVDs. It's not a huge project. It does take several hours, and I've covered as much as I can in a short period of time, and I did want to make sure that we had some time for question and answer. And like I told you, though, if you want to take this further, I have a special offer for you, and with your permission, I'll tell you about it in just a moment. It'll only take a few minutes, and then we'll get to Q&A, and I'll tell you how to get your gift. Now, here's what I'm talking about as far as the program, if you do want to take this further. If you'd like to continue your education with me, I would like to invite you to participate in my online training where you can start your transformation today. This process is available to you through online training. It's not the one-on-one coaching that I did before, but it is everything that my one-on-one clients got. So it's an online home study course so that you can go at your own pace called Trading System Mastery, and it's 3 modules, and it's available 24/7 online, downloadable audio and video files. It's got templates and worksheets, tools, bonus videos, all kinds of stuff. Everything you need here. And real quickly with the modules, this is the in-depth how to do all the things that we were just talking about with your trading, so that you absolutely know, and your level of confidence, your level of certainty that you're good is very high. Again, where going to the market that you're okay. And it's cool because you can go through everything if you want to in less than 5 hours. I mean, that's the video training. But it's not just information. This is an implementation program. It's not just a book. And so it is going to be a lot of you doing, and that's where the change comes through, is because we're changing your experience. And you can get through and you can have look at everything in less than 5 hours. And Module 1 is where we attend to the key attributes of your system so that it is highly repeatable. I mean, that's the main thing. It needs to be easy to repeat and execute consistently and repeatably. The way it's defined and documented goes a long way toward making that happen. Like I said before, if you don't get this part right, all your other efforts will be in vain. You simply must have this foundation for your consistent trading. Modules include key insights and tricks of the trade from years as quality assurance manager, quality assurance engineer, and a quality manager, and working with other businesses and working with traders for over 11 years. So you're getting a lot of really excellent, very useful, concise information that you just won't find anywhere else, and really would take you years to figure out on your own. In Module 2, you get a precise measure of how good your trading system is to the dollar, so that you will understand the number. And what you learn here is, how to do the testing, the proper way to do it, so that your numbers are meaningful and useful, and you're really going into your trading with a very realistic baseline with which to trade. You're also going to learn how to maximize your trading system's profitability, and so that you're always moving forward by having a way to do so in a very organized, calculated, and again, very business-like manner with no guesswork, no hoping, no trial and error stuff. And Module 3 is where we ensure your continued success through monitoring and adapting in an organized, calculated fashion. Okay, so that's a quick summary on the modules. Now, that's the program, but you may be thinking, well, hey, Brian, that's all well and good, but I'm still dealing with a lot of just plain emotional issues, psychological stuff. I've got a handle on things, but these are psychological issues, and I'm dealing with my emotions. So in order to help you with that, I created this guide. Specifically covers over 50 different trading mistakes, and it gives you in-depth understanding about the psychology of trading, psychology in general, and the specific mistakes that traders make, 50 mistakes, and the specific actions to take for each of those, along with a trader's emotional toolkit. So this really is a very condensed but complete emotional intelligence for traders to help you deal with the purely psychological stuff, in addition to the hard side of the stuff that the course covers, the process control for trading. The second bonus I have for you is to help you deal with your metrics to keep it simple and mentally manageable so that you don't get overwhelmed. I created the Trading Performance Analyzer, which includes the profit potential calculator I told you about, but in addition to that, it gives you analysis tools to track your regular trading, and also a way to track your trading over the course of 12 months and keep all your metrics really nice and neat and organized and compact, again, in a meaningful and useful way for you, so that you're always doing better, keeping a solid handle on what you've got. Another thing you might be thinking, well, Brian, for me, I'm just experiencing a lot of self-sabotage, and a good portion of it really is. Again, going back to how you are as a trader right now, if you're not the trader you need to be, if you're missing skills, well, your subconscious knows that, and it's going to continue sabotaging you and keep you from succeeding, and that's one of the forms of self-sabotage. There are 3 others, though, and this video helps you understand where the various forms of self-sabotage come from and how to address the self-sabotage part of your trading, in addition to the trading that you get and the changes that you go through in the trading. Okay. You may also be thinking, well, hey, Brian, I've looked at CAN systems before, and, I'd really like to come up with something on my own, or, when I'm looking at another system, I want to know that it's complete and everything. So this video is about the 10 essential components of a high probability winning trading system, so that when you're looking at a system, this is your checklist. You need to have this and this and this and this, and if it doesn't, it's okay, here's how I can fix that. And so this is really cool too. The 5th bonus, maybe you're thinking, Brian, all this stuff to do with systems, is all well and good, but I'm having a hard time just getting organized in general, as a trader. You've got higher level, kind of the owner of the business kind of issues you're dealing with. Well, the other bonus that I have for you here is the first month free in the Trading Pick Club. It's Professionals in Trading program, or course that I created. It's a 6-month program that really is all about, you in the role of the owner, investor, and manager of your trading business. And the first month of it is really with the foundational issues, getting your thought processes organized and getting some clarity and organization to your operation in general, helping you think through that process. And again, these are foundation exercises for your trading business on this level. So, as the owner and manager of your business, we're attending to that aspect. Because I found a long time ago there are 2 roles that you have primarily in being an independent trader. That's, the trader and all the skills that go with that, but then you're also the business owner. And if you've never started up and run your own business successfully before, you've got that learning curve to deal with. And even if you have, trading has its unique considerations. So you have those 2 primary roles, and this way you're getting both of them covered. Anyway, with this bonus, if you like it and you want to continue through the rest of the course, that's fine. It's $99 a month. If you don't want to continue, just let me know, and you get this first month free though, and then nothing after that, and that's fine. But this will help you get yourself organized on that mode again as the owner or manager of the business, and so you're really solid. If you want to go through the whole program, it's great for getting your trading business organized and focused and planned out. And yes, you do come out of it with an actual working business plan, so that's cool. And I'm including these bonuses to help you attend to these other considerations. Okay, sorry, I wasn't flipping the other, I was just talking. Anyway. As far as, really, here's the thing. This program works. I've been doing this for years. I come from an engineering background, a quality engineering background, and if you apply what is in this course, you will get the results. It really, I mean, and that's the whole thing. You want your trading to work, you want it to produce, you don't want it to be stressful and a bunch of guesswork. You want that consistency. So really, this is an easy decision. And again, I'm an engineer. I'm in quality. If it doesn't work, it doesn't count with me. Put this to work. Put this, I mean, you know, get this, put it to use. You will get the results. And it's so cool to experience the transformation in a short period of time and thinking that, I've got years left of, paying the trader tuition and years of screen time and all that kind of stuff. No, you can get it done in days and weeks, which is really cool. So I've got an extra bonus, again, since you registered, you showed up, you're here now, and I've got an extra bonus for you. If you want to go ahead and get enroll in the next 60 minutes, and you get an extra $100 discount. I mean, the price that I've got for you will be available for 60 minutes, but after that, if you go to the link, the regular price will be there, and you'll have missed out on your chance to get in on this killer deal. Now, again, this is the secret to success. It really is. Like we talked about earlier, consistency is key for all businesses, but especially traders. Here's the thing. You get good at what you're doing, and then you utilize the tools and practices to perform well consistently. And this trading system mastery is how you do it in trading. Okay, so how to get started? Well, I mean, easily, I gave you the example to figure out, what inconsistencies are already costing you yourself. But see, this is why my original clients were so thrilled, even at $9.97. They were thrilled because, yes, they were getting such a great ROI. Now, instead of paying $9.97, though, what we're talking about here is you get the online home study program, so you save 50%. You get all the same learning they did, but you save 50%. All you got to do is go to insideouttrading.com/SOC and enroll in the next 60 minutes, and you save an additional $100, so you get it for just $397. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, oh, should I do this? Should I not? Is this for me? Is it not for me? I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm, really ready to deal with being a successful trader right now. Well, I want to talk to that little voice in your head for just a moment. Let me be the bigger voice because, like I said, you're here right now because you want to provide more for those that you care about. So you're doing this for more than just yourself. You do want to be a successful trader, and it's time for you to step up right now and go ahead and own it. If you have any doubt, it means that you're considering it right now, and just that simple fact that you're considering it means that, this is for you. And what I want you to do, if you have any doubt right now, is to silence that little voice in your bigger place, in your space of who you really are. If it's a yes, then I want you to go to this link and get signed up right now. And another thing is, over the years, I've had the privilege of helping a lot of traders turn things around to where they started enjoying the success that they dreamed of for so long. And it's cool because now they're enjoying the life that they wanted. And as you know, trading has a huge impact on the other areas of your life. When it's not going well, it takes away from everything. And when it is going well, it contributes in a big way to every other aspect of your life. So the big question right now is the way things have been going. When you look ahead, 5, 10, 20 years into the future, if you're not on target to have this extraordinary life, then it's time for you to get enrolled right now and make this decision so that you don't have any regrets. I mean, most of the time, we regret not the decisions that we make, but the ones that we didn't make. And don't let this be one for you because, like I said, this is one. If you're doing this for more than you, and I just don't want you to regret it later. So anyway, so then I was going to, keep us where we had some time for quite a Q&A, and also here's your gift. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend with me to get this different, get the different perspectives on your trading. And to get the trading system profit potential calculator, simply go to insideouttrading.com/SOC-gift, and that's where you can get the trading system profit potential calculator. And so right now, we're running right up on the time, so let's go ahead and open it up for questions if we have any, if we have time, and cool. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Well, yeah. Actually, I'm being prompted. I'm out of time here. If you have any questions, come to my site, insideouttrading.com, and my contact information there. You can just send an email to brian@insideouttrading.com. If you have any questions, let me know because this really will make a huge difference in your trading. It really will. And I know, and I do this because I know that you're sincere in what you're doing. I want to help you achieve your goals and really get on with what you got going on. So it's time to go ahead and turn it over to the next speaker.